Hi, this is my Keisha Plesko with Cultivating Futures. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Get It on the Table. Today we'll be having our presenter, Kaylin Shackelford, who will be talking about Condoms 101. Let's get into it.
What's going on, everybody? It's Kaylin Shackelford here with Cultivating Futures. Sitting outside, just chilling, and I figured I just, thinking back to being a young kid and thinking about how sex and safe sex and how that whole conversation really didn't come up between me and my homies a lot. We always talked about make sure you had a condom on, and my pops always, he taught me how to use a condom. And so I feel like I was kind of well educated, but as I grew up, it just really wasn't at the forefront of the conversation a lot. So I figured I just wanted to get some game, put it out there, and hopefully this can help somebody else out, whether it's fathers with young men or young men themselves trying to figure it out. But basically, I've created a couple of series of I want to first kind of go through the types of condoms that you can use, what I'm saying, and then figure out the 5 ways to using a condom. And then from there, I want to be able to kind of talk to you about some of the myths that I've realized, I've educated myself on when it comes to safe sex practices, and then where you can get them. So kind of starting off, right? Condoms, everybody just probably thinking magnums, you know what I'm saying? There's plenty of condoms out there, you know what I'm saying? From latex condoms, non-latex. If your partner has allergies or is allergic to latex, you can find those options as well. And a lot of times when you think about condoms, people think that it's just for the male, for males to use them, but they actually have female condoms. Those are called internal condoms, and they make 2 of them. You can do your research. They have anal and vaginal internal condoms for females. So I think the reason why that's important is because you want to make sure that, again, whenever you're having sex, it's going through the safest method as possible. And you want to make sure that you're talking to your spouse, partner, the person you're having intercourse with, and make sure that you may not be allergic to latex, but they could be. So you want to ask those questions. Are you allergic to latex? And that way you can go out and get the safest option. Or if she has an internal condom, you educated on how to use that. And all of these things have instructions when you buy them. So another thing is, for the guys out there, to use a condom, it may seem simple, but there's a couple of tips and tricks that I think that you should know about. You know what I mean? You just got to set yourself up for success, and for the both of y'all for success. So a couple of tips is, when you have your condom, you're getting ready to do have intercourse, you want to first check the expiration date. A lot of times a condom may just be there forever, and that ain't the condom you want to use. You want to make sure you're checking the expiration date, which is on the back of every condom or on the box, if you buy a box of them, and make sure that if it's expired, you do not use it because it's not safe. All right. Once you get past that step, you're going to take it out. You want to make sure that the air on the top, the little air bubble, is gone. You want to make sure it's a clean seal, all right? Clean seal. Then you roll it down, all right? Roll it down the shaft with the penis. We're going to be all adults here. You're going to roll it down the shaft. Once it's there, have intercourse, right? When you're done, you make sure you take it off at the bottom and you dispose of it, all right? Pretty simple, easy, but the biggest thing is really making sure that there's no air at the top of it, and then it's sealed all the way down, all right? Some myths that growing up, you just kind of all right, I want to be extra safe, right? I'm going to throw 2 condoms on, all right? I'm going to tell you, 2 condoms is not a good idea. Even though theoretically it sounds like it's a good idea, it sounds like it's double the protection, but you actually have a higher risk of the condom breaking. And I'm going to tell you why. When it's 2 rubbers on top of each other, no matter what's going on. And there's friction, it's rubbing, it's bumping and grinding, right? You actually risk the chance that one or both of them tear because of the rubber on rubber friction. So you putting yourself at a less chance of being safe and making sure you have a condom that doesn't have a rip or a hole or a tear in it. So it's always safer to use one. All right, and that's in both cases for the internal, latex, non-latex. All right, 2 condoms, no go. All right, and I want to talk about storage. Right, don't keep the condom in your wallet forever. All right, when your condom's in your wallet for too long, it breaks down. It gets more frail than what it once was. It's not being stored properly. So just have it in a, room temperature environment, you know what I'm saying? Something that's not pressed up against it always, or something that's not always continuously rubbing on it, which has a higher chance of the actual package that it's in being broken or tearing down, which could pretty much compromise the integrity of the condom that you have. So make sure you put it up, keep it in a safe space, have it around you, if you're moving around, so that way you can get to it when the time is necessary, And it's just stuff that I've just educated myself on, and being with Cultivated Futures, we definitely think it's important to think about these things and talk about these things, Being said, there's another aspect to this as well. Where do you go buy it, right? You can go to your local health department. You can go to clinics. Clinics, I think, may actually give them to you for free. The health department in your area may give them to you for free. But clinics, you can go to Walgreens. You can go to your local department stores, drug stores, anywhere you go, and you can get the condoms there. So those are some things to think about. And if you need more information, you can either click on the resources in this video or in the caption, and there'll be a plethora of resources in regards to sex education, content like this, or even more information in more depth. So just wanted to share that with you. Peace and love. This is Kaylon from Cultivating Futures. Make sure you have a great day and enjoy yourself. Be safe. Peace.
Thank you, Kaylon, for providing this information. It is important for us to know the basics on how to protect ourselves. Below, you'll find additional resources and testing sites. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.